Hello out there, everybody. Manny here at Area 503. And I hope you all have been well since our last video. Today, I just want to talk to you guys about some recent space exploration news. The first piece is this article dated January 10th, 2020, announcing the discovery that our galaxy has thousands of alien stars that did not come from the Milky Way. That's right, our galaxy is full of stars and planets that did not come from the Milky Way. So, where did they come from? Scientists speculate that these stars were once a part of neighboring galaxies that were ejected and drifted towards the Milky Way. Eventually, this alien cluster of stars got close enough to the Milky Way that the gravity pulled it in and the two collided in a sort of strange cosmic dance. And then, as the gravity of the two bodies pulled these two systems together, they slowly blended to form the Milky Way as we know it. Only now, we know that thousands of these stars that we originally thought were formed in the Milky Way were actually formed in an entirely different galaxy. These alien stars were once a part of the large and small Magellanic clouds, which are a pair of dwarf galaxies that will eventually merge with the Milky Way and be consumed. Using computer models, scientists had previously predicted that the two dwarf galaxies will eventually merge into the Milky Way. However, the discovery that small chunks of these galaxies already are merging into the Milky Way is extremely exciting. Researchers hope that this new data will help them pinpoint the location of the Magellanic streams, and that it will help them more accurately predict when these two galaxies are going to merge with the Milky Way. I personally find this sort of discovery to be extremely fascinating. Let me tell you why. As long as we can manage to not wipe ourselves out, human beings will be capable of interstellar travel at some point. I have no doubt of this. And I always thought that when we do discover life elsewhere, it may very well look similar to life on Earth.
The assault on the Terran home system commences in 48 hours. Victory, Mily. It smells sweet.
But now I truly have no idea what to expect when we have thousands of stars in our own galaxy that are alien. And we will be getting more at some point, increasing the odds of finding some kind of completely different life form.
Huh. That's just lazy writing.
But we will find it in a cosmic sense right here in our own backyard, the Milky Way. Only time will tell what we're going to discover when we start exploring our nearest neighboring solar systems. But I'll tell you guys this, I for one am chomping at the bit to find out. But until we do, let's go ahead and move on to our next topic, where it is my pleasure to introduce to you a little lady named Lucy. Come on now, you know better. Not that Lucy. NASA's Lucy mission to study Jupiter's Trojan asteroid groups. The Trojan asteroids are a pair of asteroid groups that orbit in front of and behind Jupiter in a 60-degree locked orbit. These asteroids are locked in place by a balance of Jupiter's gravity and the gravity of the Sun, permanently serving as a sort of bumper system in front of and behind Jupiter. Pretty cool, huh? So Lucy is being sent first to attempt to fly into the front of these clusters of asteroids and collect information as to their composition and take other readings. Then Lucy's going to move back towards Earth, pick up some speed, and move in to intercept the second clump of Trojan asteroids in order to collect more data. This entire project is going to take over 12 years, and it is no easy task to move this satellite in between these clumps of asteroids, whip it around the Earth again, and then intercept the second clump of asteroids. This is a very difficult mission for NASA, and it speaks as to their tenacity and to the ambition of NASA that they would even attempt a mission such as this. Way to step up to the plate, NASA. Good job.
The Lucy mission is named after the Lucy fossil, the Australopithecus fossil that was discovered in the 1970s in Ethiopia. And just like the Lucy fossil transformed our understanding of hominid evolution, the Lucy mission will transform our understanding of solar system evolution.
Trojan asteroids are an interesting population of small bodies that are left over from the formation of the planets. So as a result, these objects are really the leftovers of planet formation. The stuff that went into growing Jupiter and Saturn are now trapped in these locations.
I gotta tell you guys, I'm totally stoked to find out what Lucy will discover when she samples these asteroids. These chunks of rock are leftovers from the early formation of our solar system, perfectly preserved, just locked in orbit around Jupiter, waiting to tell us what they know. It's truly fascinating, and I'm certain that this information will help researchers better understand the evolution of our solar system, including how our solar system was formed. And understanding how our own solar system formed with life in it will help us identify other solar systems that may have life in them. So this information is going to be pivotal in the search for extraterrestrial life, which means I 1000% support research of this nature, of course. Anyhow, I'll keep my eye on the Lucy project, and I will report back to you guys when we get any new information. Until then, let's go ahead and move on to news of the recent in-flight abort test of the SpaceX Dragon Crew capsule on board a Falcon 9 rocket. Check this out. I'm going to play some clips from the recent in-flight abort test, and there's a lot of background information on the Dragon Crew capsule and the mission if you want to stick around and learn more about it.
And we are awaiting SpaceX's launch escape test in just under 17 minutes and 8 seconds. The test today is to demonstrate the effectiveness of our launch escape system. Now we are currently go for launch from pad 39A at Kennedy Space Center at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
The purpose of today's test is to demonstrate Crew Dragon's ability to safely fly astronauts away from danger and separate from the Falcon 9 rocket during an in-flight emergency. Now, SpaceX's launch escape system is a first of its kind, with its 8 Super Draco thrusters built directly into Dragon to push the spacecraft away from Falcon 9 in case of an emergency.
Now, before Dragon separates and fires its Super Draco engines, it will command Falcon 9 to shut down its engines as part of the escape sequence. Because Falcon 9 is then unpowered, we are expecting the launch vehicle to fully break up at some point,
And if all goes well today, the next big milestone will be to launch astronauts, as we mentioned, to the International Space Station. That's part of what we call Demo 2 or Demonstration Mission 2. Let's take a quick look now at Crew Dragon. It stands almost 27 feet tall from the bottom of the trunk to the top of the nose cone. And Crew Dragon is composed of 2 main elements. The capsule, that top portion, is designed to hold crew and pressurized cargo, and it has an unpressurized section known as the trunk that's down below. For today's test, much of the exciting work is going to be done by the Dragon's 8 Super Draco engines we talked about, built directly into the capsule.
Now, to give you a sense of power, when fired together, the 8 Super Dracos can move the spacecraft a half a mile in 7.5 seconds. So from a standing start, the Super Dracos accelerate the spacecraft to a speed of 436 miles per hour.
And the range is green for launch. Now, if for some reason we scrub today, we will shift to our backup launch window, which is tomorrow at the same time. Again, this is just a test. We're fully expecting Falcon 9 to break up, so don't be alarmed if you see that happening live.
FTS is armed. Go for launch.
Minus 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff. Simplify, aim high. Go Falcon, go Dragon.
Vehicle is pitching downrange.
Status remote external.
T plus 30 seconds. Falcon 9 with the Crew Dragon capsule is heading east from pad 39A. Everything looking good right now.
Vehicle is supersonic and passing through maximum dynamic pressure.
You've heard we're supersonic. We're through max Q. We're getting ready now to throttle the engines back up on the first stage.
Stage 1, throttle up.
There's the call out. Okay, the major activity coming up in just over 10 seconds. Shutdown and Dragon escape from the Falcon 9.
Miko. Dragon launch escape initiated.
Dragon's away.
And you can hear some really loud cheering in the room. Okay, you just saw a bright flash there. It looks like that may be Falcon 9 breaking up. We've got some loud cheers here in Hawthorne. The folks that just watched live the Dragon separate. The next milestone we have coming up at 2 minutes, 25 seconds, we're expecting to see the trunk jettison. So that claw that connects the trunk to the capsule is going to separate, allowing Dragon to separate from the trunk. That's coming up in 15 seconds.
And we do have the report. Loss of telemetry from Falcon 9. First stage.
And there you just saw the trunk jettison. Again, some really loud cheers here in Hawthorne, California. This test is looking great so far. Now those drogue chutes, when we see those come out, those will open, those will come out before the main parachutes. Those drogue parachutes are what we use to begin to decelerate the Dragon capsule in preparation for splashdown. And there they are. Drogue chutes are out. Again, some major cheering going on here as every stage of this test unfolds. Now we're going to be getting ready for the main chutes to deploy.
Now, main chutes will be coming up fairly quickly. There are 4 main parachutes. These are the newest Mark III parachutes. They're each 116 feet in diameter. And we have the view from a different camera on Dragon showing the 4 main parachutes. Great views coming off of the Dragon camera on the left. And we can also see the 4 parachutes from the airplane on the right.
That is a really cool view.
Nice view of the orange and white parachutes as they're opening up into the second position and then going to fully open. So from that 6,500 foot altitude, it's going to take us a few minutes to splash down. We're below 500 meters.
And we expect when Dragon splashes down, it's going to be roughly 32 kilometers offshore. Again, we're looking at a live view. So far, all things have appeared to go nominal for this test. All things looking great so far. Now those 4 parachutes are actually going to be released from the capsule after splashdown, and they'll be recovered too.
And we are down.
Down a little bit early, in fact. And there you can see the recovery boat beginning to approach instantly. I'm going to try to talk a little bit louder so you can hear me over the folks here.
The Dragon Crew AI simulated a worst-case scenario and aborted launch, separating from the Falcon 9, which, sadly, was destroyed. However, the Dragon capsule successfully performed the jettison maneuver and then parachuted safely to land in the ocean, completing this round of testing. The Dragon Crew vessel completed 10 parachute tests successfully back in December of 2019, clearing the way for the recent in-launch abort test. The in-launch abort test is a vital part of the testing process because if anything goes wrong during the launch, you need to be able to get your astronauts out of there quickly and to safety. Check out this leaked footage from the first Dragon test fire.
Oh, no, look, no,
Whoops. And that is why these things go through such vigorous testing and have multiple safety and abort procedures. But I, for one, am rooting for SpaceX on this one. I sincerely hope that the Dragon Crew vessel hits no more snags and is successful in its mission. Check out those links in the description to go out and read the information yourself, then go ahead and make up your own mind. And while you're down there, the next few months are going to be critical to the Dragon mission, and if all testing is successful, these units could be in use as early as May 2020 to take astronauts to the International Space Station. So let's keep our fingers crossed for those guys over at SpaceX. Good luck, guys. We're going to be rooting for you. I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on the Dragon mission, so you guys can expect to hear more about it in the future. Well, guys, for now, that's all the information I've got on recent developments in science and space exploration. As always, this has been Manny at Area 503, and I wish you all the best until we meet again. And I am out of here to continue my search for universal truth.